I was asked to do a video on dog whistling, flying monkeys, and gang stalking, so here it is. And stay tuned because later on in the video, I'll tell you a story on the experience that I had when I was a victim of gang stalking that became a rather serious matter. But before we begin, and as always, I just want to remind everyone who benefits from any of these videos to please like, subscribe, comment, and ding that notification button as it helps me move my channel forward. And thank you. So before we start talking about gang stalking, let's first take a look at dog whistling. What exactly is dog whistling? Dog whistling is a tactic used in politics, and it's used to set up opponents within the public eye by triggering something in them to cause a response from them that will enable them to lose credibility in the eyes of others, where the manipulator appears to have said nothing wrong. The term derives from the actual dog whistles, where these whistles can only be heard by dogs and not humans due to a certain frequency. So when it comes to narcissistic abuse, it is used to make the partner look crazy in front of others with both the intent of a vengeful act along with creating flying monkeys. So if they get upset with you for something that you did, like saying the word no, they'll wait for an opportunity where they can sneak in a hidden attack in public to trigger the victim so that the victim will react rather than respond, making them look as though they're falling apart at the seams. It is such a malicious and rotten thing to do. Yet here we are loving these people. It is done so covertly that to the people around, they never heard anything out of the ordinary said that was hurtful or out of context. And so when the partner reacts, they're the ones that look crazy. So here's an example of dog whistling. Let's say that you've gone out of your way to help the narcissist get their new business up and running. You have supported them from start to finish. You've paid out of pocket for their expenses many times, often denying your own wants and needs in this venture. And to boot, they never considered paying you back. And in this, you've spent countless nights and weekends of your time doing research, market analysis, painting office spaces, cleaning and moving furniture. You've doubled down on the home front and taken on twice the chores in order to give them a chance to focus on their new venture. And through all of this, you never even got so much as a thank you. But what you did get in all of this was yelled at or punished for all the times that it was never good enough. But you rationalized all of this by telling yourself that they were just under pressure. So now you're at dinner with a group of people, and in the group there's a couple who just went through a similar experience of the husband starting a business with the wife by his side supporting him. Now here comes the narcissist going on and complimenting the wife on how supportive that she's been through all of this and really laying it on thick. And he looks at the husband and tells him how lucky he is to have such a supportive trophy wife, and he hopes that he recognizes that. The victim, feeling completely overwhelmed, hurt, and outraged, will do one of two things. She will either become reactive in defending herself, with the outcome of her appearing to be becoming unhinged, or she will quietly sulk with contempt on her face, appearing to others as though she's being childish and jealous that the attention is going towards another. She'll look like the fool. There's his revenge. The whole time, the manipulative narcissist came out smelling like roses because he never said anything out of the ordinary, right? Nothing out of line. She's just this horrible person to the poor narcissist. So like the dog whistle, the others never heard what really he was saying behind the scenes. So if that's happening to you, my advice, my strong advice is do not respond if you're put in this situation. Put your best poker face on, including when you get home, because right there, that is how they'll win. And I'm serious. As much as we in life normally put people in their places when we've been attacked by standing up for ourselves and confronting them, it is the complete opposite when it comes to the narcissist. Confrontation is what they want. A reaction is what they want. So if you want revenge, your best revenge is to not react. That way they don't win. Seeing you upset is the goal. And I know that it's hard for us to comprehend, but it really is who they are. The way you win is, like I just said, is just by not responding at all, not verbally and not in your body language, nor your facial expressions. That will get to them. That will bother them. Not that they'll show it, but deep inside, it's bugging them. You, however, will be stuck with that anger, so get rid of it as soon as you can. Go into a wooded area if you can and scream, or scream into a pillow, because anger is an entity of its own. So you want to get rid of that energy. Don't keep it inside. Okay, so let's address gang stalking now. Gang stalking is a tactic used usually by a malignant narcissist, but of course can also be used by other types. Remember, when it comes to the narcissists, it never really is cut and dry here. They will use it in situations where they feel that they're losing control over you. For example, you leaving them. So the way this gang stalking works is the narcissist will form a group of flying monkeys to target the victim using psychological harassment. The intent here is to harass, harm, and intimidate the victim, along with the smear campaigns and other tactics that they'll also use, like surveillance. They will get their flying monkeys to accommodate them into doing their dirty work. It could be that they have these flying monkeys spying on you wherever you go, letting the narcissist know where you are and what you're doing at all times. They can also be doing things like scaring the victim in the middle of the night by shining a flashlight in their window just to intimidate them. It's funny to the friends also, right? It's a game. And these flying monkeys, though, they're not necessarily evil, but merely believe that you are the evil one. And they're trying to help the narcissist by doing such things. And by the way, don't spend too much time hating on them, because don't forget, you too were once convinced that everything the narcissist told you was gold. However, do stay away from them, because they have unfortunately been poisoned and will harm you. And then there's the other type of flying monkeys that just like the adrenaline of the gossip, because they have no interesting life of their own. So stay away from those too. Gang stalking can have some serious and permanent effect on the victim, because they can go so far as to sever the relationship between parent and child permanently. Once the narcissist is no longer alone and the flying monkeys are on board in the smear campaign, it makes a pretty convincing story for the children to buy into. And that hurts. That hurts a lot. Flying monkeys can do serious damage, and these groups can be not only or always friends of the narcissist, but can be your own family, such as siblings or even extended family, because more often than not, the gossip, it just keeps spreading with these flying monkeys. It's a domino effect. So you might want to forgive if these are your siblings, but don't forget. So I told you in the beginning that I had my own story on my personal experience being gang stalked, and here's what happened to me. When I decided to leave my husband years ago, he didn't take it too well. And I'm not going to talk about everything that happened, because he attacked more than one area of my life, but I'm going to address the gang stalking that he did on the business aspect of my life. So I ran a clinic in the 80s with 5 employees and myself, and I had 1 nurse, a physiotherapist, 1 esthetician, and 3 massage therapists. Needless to say what kind of smear campaign he did on that one. Back then, tanning beds were all the rave, so I purchased one and opened up a room for it. So first of all, he had a friend, aka Flying Monkey, who followed me everywhere I went, be it stopping at a coffee shop before heading for the office to where I went for lunch. He had 2 other flying monkeys to do his bidding. Well, actually, he had more for the other areas of my life, but I'm referring to the business gang stalkers here. My business was ransacked over and over and over again. And the first time was a hammer to my tanning bed. The next time was a door broken in after having changed the lock since he initially had a key. And the police just kept saying that I couldn't prove it was him. My brand new hardwood floors were ruined as he had flooded them by pouring all of my huge water bottles all over the floors. It was complete damage where I had to reinstall new flooring again. Another incident, he dragged blades throughout the leather in all the massage tables. It was one thing after another, ripping out the material off of my furniture, dousing the couches with laundry soap, destroying my washing machine. Every time, I would have to send the employees home for days and cancel all the appointments until all the repairs were done. My business was paid in full, but the location was rented. And so the final blow was the morning that I walked in to find a brick in every room that had been thrown in from the outside. Every window in every room was broken. And like I just said, the police were constantly telling me that I couldn't prove it was him. So that morning, my employees had a meeting with me, telling me that he would never stop. And so they were willing to go on unemployment benefits. And they were right. So I closed my business and I lost my business. A business that I absolutely loved with amazing clientele throughout the years. A business paid in full. Gone. And what hurt the most in that is my father supported him. Gang stalking is a serious matter. Narcissists are a serious matter. And I'm hoping that today's topic and my experience has some of you, preferably all of you out there still in the chains of narcissists, to step closer to the exit door. So I bid you farewell, and I hope to see you in the next video. Stay strong, and bye for now.